Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Uliana and oh my god, did I guys miss you? Did I miss YouTube? Did I miss filming and connecting? Why I was absent for a little bit, that's the story for another video. But I'm here with you today because hey, it's December outside. And every end of the year we get all excited because new start, new beginning, it's very close to us. So what do we usually do? We start setting new goals. Me and my husband, we do this for many years now. Every end of December, we sit down and we set up the new goals for the new year. Of course, we look back on our previous year's goals, like, okay, we did this, we didn't do that, and we just brush them off and we move forward with the new goals. But I think it's very important to do the reflection practices that I will share with you today that I did this year very first time. Because if you never truly, intentionally, and honestly look back on who you were this past year, how you show up, what shaped you, what beliefs did really rule your past year, I think if you don't have that clarity and reflection, you're just gonna move to the next year as the same personality that you were last year, and that really not gonna make any changes for accomplishing your goals. So in today's video, I want to share with you some of the reflection questions that I did ask myself. I actually already did the practice, answer all of the questions, and what I realized, it's like, wow, if I didn't ask myself these questions, I wouldn't see these patterns, beliefs, behaviors that I repeatedly do. So I hope you enjoyed today's video, and without further ado, let's get started. So before we go into reflection question, I just want to share with you guys my personal experience from this past year, because I think a lot of you will relate to it. So this year was mixed of everything. It was stressful, busy, overwhelming at times, but it also was meaningful, joyful, and full of growth. Some moments I felt proud of myself, and some moments I was stretched in every possible direction. On one hand, I finally opened my YouTube channel. I wanted to do it for so long, and I'm truly proud of myself to doing it, and I'm super grateful for you guys who supporting me and watching me. But on the other hand, I am also working full-time, and I was taking 3-4 classes a semester at the school, and I'm also a wife, so I have to be productive around the house, like cook and clean and be wife. And I also want to look and feel great, so I have to work out and take care of my body. And all of that, combination of all of that, taught me one biggest lesson of this year, that toxic productivity is real. I realized how deeply I connected my value to how much I could accomplish, how I wouldn't allow myself to rest, because rest for me meant that I'm falling behind. If I slow down, I felt like a failure. If I'm unproductive, I felt like I felt uncomfortable because I slowed down, because I'm unproductive. And I didn't realize this pattern until my body actually made me to realize this pattern. So this year, twice a year, when I went on vacation, I got sick. So the first time I went on vacation, I just got sick like with the flu. But the second time when I went on vacation, I got so sick that I actually have to go to the emergency room because it was that serious. And I didn't realize it until I actually sit down and did this practice that I will share with you today and reflect back, and I saw, oh my God, like I was go, push. And of course my body made me sick, because otherwise I wouldn't stop. I wouldn't take care of myself. And you know, I thought I was taking care of myself because I was working out every day, eating right, doing my steps, reading, journaling, YouTube, work, school, wife, clean, cook. It was so much. I wouldn't let myself just rest, because again, if I was resting, I was feeling unproductive, useless. I wanted to be useful, I want to be productive. So reflecting on this year made me realize this gap between who I am right now, even though I thought I'm so successful because I'm so productive, but again, that's the story for another video, and who I actually wanted to be. So again, this reflection that I didn't do before, like this deep, intentional, and very honest reflection, helped me realize this difference and helped me realize that I don't want to be that overexhausted woman. I wanted to be light, calm, intentional, in the flow woman. It really helped me to understand what patterns and beliefs did repeat itself, so I stayed the same. That's why my goals didn't change, or I didn't accomplish my goals, and understanding what I have to let go. So again, let's start with the questions. I hope they really gonna help you also find out something about yourself, about your life, that you have to let it go, that you have to process, learn, or just help you to gain clarity about your life, your goals, who you are, who you want to be, and where you are. So question number 1, what this year teach me? Every year teaches something. Maybe you learn patience. Maybe you learn how to set boundaries. Maybe you learn how to say no when you meant to say no. For me personally, I learned this year that exhaustion, it's not the badge of honor. And to feel rested, it's actually great and very productive for your work, for your creativity, and for your hobbies. So just ask yourself, guys, what was the main lesson for me this year? Second question, what do I want to let go emotionally? This question is all about your inner world, your thoughts, your emotions, your beliefs, your emotional states that kept you stuck or overwhelmed this year. Think of things like self-doubt, self-judgment or judging other people, self-hatred, overthinking, fear of failure, limiting beliefs. Just ask yourself a question: what emotional or mental weight am I carrying right now that I do not want to bring with myself to the next year? For me personally, it was the limiting belief about my worthiness that I did discover this year. I was very surprised when I discovered them. I didn't know I had them, and they actually did shape my identity of who I am. And I realized why some of the goals that I set to myself I couldn't accomplish. It's just because of those beliefs that I wasn't believing that I was worthy of them. So it's very important. Again, ask yourself what emotional or mental weight I am carrying right now that I don't want to carry with myself to the next year. So I just want to let it go. The question number 3 is, what is no longer useful for me in my lifestyle or habits? And this question, it's all about your external world, about your habits, routines, things that you do every day. So think of things like discipline, rigid routine, saying yes even when you feel tired, stressed, sick, overworking, not feeling, but being overproductive. And on the other side, lazy, undisciplined, no routines. So ask yourself a question: what some of my habits or routines that I have right now is no longer serving me to be the best version or to be the version that I wanted to be. For me, as you probably now know, it was understanding that being toxic productive is no longer useful for me. I don't have to be overstressed, overworked, over person to feel like, I don't know, successful or to feel worthy or to feel good enough. I am good enough as I am when I do my best. Of course, we know the balance, right? Not lazy and disciplined, but not overwork, overstress. So finding that balance. But again, ask yourself a question: what habits or routines is no longer supporting the version of myself that I'm aiming to become? Fourth question: what did I learn about myself this year? And this question brings you awareness. Maybe you learned this year that you are actually a very passionate person. Maybe you learned that you are a structured person, like you thrive on structure. If you not have structure, you feel lost and you need to have the discipline. Maybe you learned that you actually don't need rigid routines because that's when you feel overwhelmed. Maybe you learn that you are actually a creative person. So that was for me. The one thing that I learned about myself this year, that I am actually a creative person. All my life, I thought that I'm super not creative person because I don't know how to paint, draw, or to do something with my hands. And I thought that only those two things is actually being creative. But apparently, it's not just those two things, it's not just physical things. You can be creative in a way of expressing yourself or dressing yourself or do the makeup. It's so many different ways to be creative. And this year, that's what I learned about myself. Now, how did I learn it? It's when I did my 37 days detox challenge. It's when I didn't use any social media. And in that instance, I couldn't do anything else as just to listen to myself and so that actually I am creative and I want to create something. I want to speak. I want to express myself. So I think this question is very important in bringing awareness to yourself, like in bring awareness to me. And you don't have to put one thing, right? I put actually a lot of things. I put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 things that I learned about myself. And other things that I learned this year about myself. No, I'm not gonna share that. I'm gonna share another one, that the universe always listens to me. I kind of knew it, but I didn't know it for sure, if that makes any sense. But this year I really realized that universe, it's always taking care of me and always listens to me. So I have to be very careful what I'm repeating in my mind. Question number 5. What did I change about myself this year? Now, even if your year was super chaotic, trust me, you still changed something about yourself. Maybe you change your priorities. Maybe you change your boundaries. Maybe you change how you talk to yourself or how you talk to other people. Maybe you change how you take care of yourself. Maybe you change how you view yourself. Maybe you change your routines. Maybe you change the way how you eat or how you move or how you work out. Just the little things, it still was a change. So just ask yourself, what shifts did I do this year? For me, the one thing that I changed this year is how I view rest. It wasn't voluntary change of the view. It was a little bit forced by the universe for me get sick on my vacation, but I did change the view of the rest that I have before. Like before I thought, like I said, if you rest, you're a failure. You cannot rest because you have to be productive. Now I feel if you are resting, you actually can be more productive. Question number 6. What am I proud of this year? Now I feel like a lot of people just skip this question, but we're not gonna do that. We have to ask ourselves genuinely, what am I proud of this year? Maybe you're proud that you survived something hard. Maybe you're proud that you change in impossible circumstances. Maybe you're proud of starting new career. Maybe you're proud of starting, I don't know, psychology therapy. Maybe you're proud because you start school, or maybe you're proud because you quit school and, I don't know, pursue your dream to travel. It's so many things to be proud of, and it doesn't have to be super big. Like you don't have to save humanity to be proud of yourself. You can be proud of yourself because you went on a walk when you felt like you don't want to do anything that day, but you feel proud of that. For me, I am very proud because I opened my YouTube channel. I am so very proud of that because I really wanted to do that for a very long time, but this year I finally did. But another thing that I'm really proud of, that I keep posting my videos on YouTube, because as we all know, I had a big pause, but now I'm back. I'm communicating with you right now, and I am proud of that. I am proud that I keep going, keep doing, and that means a lot to me. And final step, what am I taking into the next year? After answering all of the questions, just simplify it by answer it. What is 1 or 2 things I'm taking to the next year, and what is the 1 or 2 things I'm leaving behind this year? For me personally, 2 things that I'm taking with me to the next year, it's desire to grow and courage to change. And 1 thing that I'm leaving behind this year, it's all of my limiting beliefs. As we wrap up this video, I want to leave you with this. Setting new goals, it's exciting, it's great, it's loving energy, but reflection is also very important. Remember, guys, if you very honestly reflect on your past year, on your personality, who you were, what you did or didn't do, it will give you great clarity and understanding who you have to become and what you have to do for the next year for your new goals to actually be accomplished. And I understand that reflection sometimes can be not very pleasant because we look at our maybe failures or some of the goals that we didn't accomplish and we thought we would. But again, it gives you clarity and understanding where you missed or where you have to change. So again, I hope you will take a couple minutes of your busy lives to answer these questions. And I hope that these questions will give you that needed clarity so you can set your new amazing goals with the new clarity about yourself in mind. Thank you again very much for watching. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate all of you supporting and watching me even if I'm not posting regularly. I really appreciate that. I'm sending you love, kindness, clarity, and good reflections. And I see you in my next videos.